Hello, everyone. Welcome, peacemakers. It is Dawn Stone, your happy, healthy coach. I'm here today in our fifth day of our amazing journey, 31 days to reclaim ourselves, refocus, and renew that one thing that we want. So, thank you for being here. We will do this every Friday. So, this is our version of Freedom Friday. And tonight I'm doing it at 6 p.m. Next week it'll be 6 a.m. And they're all recorded. So, if you're unable to make it, do not be bothered because what I'm going to share with you tonight is going to be something that you will be able to leverage next week and the rest of the month so you can get the things moving. Okay. So, how has it been for you so far? I want you to think about all the things that I've asked you to do over the last 4 days. And then I also want you to think about what's left for you. So that first day was really about identifying that goal. The second day was what are our things that are preventing us from getting to that spot, or our obstacles or our fears. Maybe it was past failures. And then we talked about what are the things that I do really well. And then we had to visualize our success, right? Think about it, see it before it's ever here. And I will tell you, I'm here today in Nashville, Tennessee, but literally I envisioned my move several years ago. And at the beginning of this year, I was super intentional about my prayer, my manifestations, and my meditation to say, hey, Holy Father, lead me where you want me to be. And I ended up in Birmingham, Alabama. And I will tell you, Birmingham is going to be a great city and a great change for me because A, it's something new, it's something I haven't done. So I don't get to rest and be all relaxed and used to the status quo. I now have to go and hunt and fish and really sit in time with myself, my children, and the new community. And so hopefully today you will be able to realize that you've come a long way just in 4 days. And so let's talk about what is to come in day five. So, day five, it's in the notes, but I will tell you, as you know, every day I ask you to take in your air, right? The A is what action am I going to do towards that one goal? The I is what intention will I take to really get me closer to it? And then what reflection do I have at the end of the day on how I did in the A and the I? So when I think about air for us, I want you to realize that this is a very simple process that I want you to practice, not only in here, but in every aspect of your life, at work, in your relationships at home, in the relationship you have with yourself. So our daily action for day five is as follows. I want you to identify a skill or knowledge that you need to achieve your goal and create a learning plan. So here's where it kind of starts to shift for some people. A lot of times there are things that we want in our lives for whatever reason. It may not be fear. It actually may be a function or a habit or a skill that needs to be developed. So I really want you to be crystal clear and laser focused on yourself and the things that you need. So I want you to go back to that list, that day one item. What is a skill or competency you need to develop in order to get you that number one? So let me give you an example. Some of you have decided to have a financial goal, all right? And it's like make X amount of money by a certain period in time, all right? In order to do that, you have to be able to say, am I a good money manager? How do I handle the funds that I currently have? What are my spending and shopping habits? What are my saving habits? What is my overall attitude towards money? So this is where, say, a knowledge or a skill that may need to be developed will be, I need to understand really the basics of budgeting because maybe I haven't had to put myself on a budget or I needed a budget and just ignored it. So you see how that is the action that needs to be taken? So let's say that's someone's action. Then we want to talk about the intention. You got to make a commitment to it. So if I know, for instance, I want to get to X dollar goals within the next 6 months, and I know that I make this much in my salary. I know I have this much in savings. So my intentionality may be to shop less, which means I will only spend $20 a week in what I call frivolous spending. So eating out and doing things of that nature. I'll give you an example. Anyone ever heard of this place? Bucky's. When I go to Bucky's, I usually spend anywhere from $30 to $80 in Bucky's. You know how much I spent today? $2.38. I got water, and my daughter wanted one thing, and that's what we did. $2.38. And so that was some intention about saying, hey, Dawn, you're in a new place. You can no longer allow yourself to, oh, I can get that. Oh, that's okay. I got a client paying. It's the mindset that we're looking for as it relates to money. And then those habits as it relates to money. So the intentionality is when I go to Bucky's, get gas and get one thing. And today my one thing was water. It worked out. Okay. And so that helps us. So, whatever your one thing is, you want to make a commitment to continuous growth for you. Because as long as we're continue to learn, that means the neuroplasticity in our brain allows us to get new habits, develop new skills, and therefore to get us closer to that number one a lot faster. Because if you're spending more money than you are making, and you're also spending more money than you are saving, then getting to that goal of number one from day one will not happen. And so some people have fallen victim to that for years and decades, even, but not you, because we've made a change and a positive change. So I do want you to give yourself a pat on the back, literally, yes, and give yourself a good, nice hand. Because you know what's funny? Most people never even make it to this level. Do you realize that mediocrity is the recipe that most people cook every single day? And they'll say, "Oh, I didn't do that." Yeah, it's because our brains are worn paths, and our brain remembers the habit that is exercised most often. So if that habit is saying, "Oh, I don't worry about it, I don't have time," or this, that, and other, that's what your brain's going to allow you to do. So we'll take that idle time and assign it its value when we're asking you in these 31 days to really take ownership of that and be super intentional in your actions. Which brings us to what? Reflections. At the end of each day, what I'm asking you to do is to really, really think about what is it that I really need and how can I get these skills? And is it going to cost me money? Is it going to cost me time? Is it going to cost me both? Is it going to forego, or am I going to have to forego a relationship or a TV show? I'll give you an example. One of my coaches is Dr. Eric Thomas, the hip hop preacher. And you know what he tells us a lot of times? He said, if you miss television, that's all right. In fact, a lot of us should miss television because when we're looking at television, we're not spending time in ourselves or in our businesses. And that was true. So I want you to think about that reflection at the end of every day to say, you know what? Am I getting closer to my skill set? Am I getting closer to that number one by developing this skill or this habit? Now, I'm going to share with you ways to go and get those skills. It's going to be very simple. I want you to do a Google search, find some classes, find a book to read. I have Audible literally on my phone, and I seriously am able to listen to a lot of my professional development and my personal development on the way to work, on the way home, on my way to wherever I'm going. In at bed at night as part of my nighttime routine, as part of my morning routine after I do my meditations and my prayer and my visualization, I get up and turn it on. And I let it make me more intentional in doing something about the situation or the thing that I say that I want. So, like, my goal for this year is to train 1 million people in conflict resolution. So by this time next year, I need to have reached 1 million people. And so you know what that did? The intention is I got to reach 10 more people a day. I got to reach 100 people a day. How can I do that? And then you go and take the action for it. So I am so excited for you and very happy that you are physically here with us. And I am so ecstatic that you have decided to make a commitment to yourself to actually do the thing you said you want to do, or the thing you said you need to do or should do. This is your season. And as long as you have alignment in your goals and the things that you want, you will be successful. That's math. And that math always maths, okay? So the second part of this session is really about giving you a nugget. So tonight we're going to talk about your habits as it relates to time. I actually built a curriculum on this called Too Busy. And in the Too Busy, I'm going to go ahead and admit CJ here. Hey, hey, CJ. We know you're connecting to audio. It's good to have you here. All right, good to have you here, CJ. What we're doing is just recording for the team. A lot of people are moving around, which I was as well about an hour ago. But we are talking about day 5 and just congratulating each and every one of you for taking one thing that you want to do and actually doing something about it. So I'm about to jump into the training piece where every Friday it's going to be 6 p.m. or 6 a.m. and it'll alternate. So it'll be 2 nighttime. So next week, hey, look, turn your volume on. Turn your volume on. I can't hear you.
It wasn't letting me do anything. It was hard to get in there. I don't know why it's actually, I had to come back and do it on my other phone because I was trying to do it from my laptop, but it wasn't working.
Well, how are you doing, CJ?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good, girl. I was just checking in and making this recording for everybody because y'all know I love to do tasks. I'm a task person. How has
Okay,
it?
so you will do record it and we can review it.
Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. So you're the only one here. A lot of people out doing their things. We got everything from, I know a couple of my folks are in regional meetings, and then other folks is heading down to the black market. I'm gonna be going there in a minute. And then others are just still
today,
at work.
Friday.
Yeah, I literally just got off the road.
I've never been. I have never been.
Really? Yeah, I
Because I
like
didn't know about it until recently.
really. Oh, it's great. And I know because we love to shop with our people, and I got a couple of girlfriends that have booths down there, so I go down there and get products.
That's why, yeah. I learned about it because I was facilitating for Corner to Corner, and that's how I learned. And I was like, wait a minute, how come I don't know anywhere.
Girl, look, I hadn't been in a while, and they started charging. So now it's $5, but I used to get it for free. My bestie was like, no, they're charged now. I'm like, oh, okay. That's okay.
That's okay. We're gonna support our people. That's
exactly.
Because there's other places they charge more, and we show
more. And your kids all free, so that's a good thing.
That's good.
But yes, it is so good to have you now. How has it been? Because one of the things that we're doing, so those of you who are watching the recording, you get to miss out on the play-by-play, but I still want you to text me, inbox me, whatever you need to do. And let me know how you were doing with your first 5 days. So, CJ, how have you been with your one thing?
I'm hanging in there. I'm here.
That's good.
I'm here. We just got through to my summer camp. It just ended, and that kept me really busy, but it's worth it. It's like so much. This year we took the kids to the wave pool. Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. How many did you have this year?
Every day was different. It started up like some days it was like 35, some days it was like like 25, and then there's one day it was 38. Yeah, it's a lot.
You tired, but you know what? You got it done. Congratulations. Hey, that's success, y'all.
Thank you. That was a success. That was a success. Yeah.
And is that the largest you've had so far?
Last year we had we said we was gonna take 50.
Okay.
We had about 100 and some registered, and I couldn't, because our budget was so limited. And although the room where we partnered with the Nashville Predators, the Preds gave us a room from their Ford Ice Center, and their room can hold 100 people. But
gotcha.
I was like, I don't want to fill it. I just wanted to. So we stopped at 50, and it started that way. That there's days that I would have 50, there's days it will be 40, but every day,
That's
some
good.
kids show up, but it was a lot. Yeah.
You're doing a
I
great
feel like
job.
I just need to get more volunteers
Yes.
each year, because it is getting more and more. So I need to get more volunteers. I had 4 this year, but I feel like I can
You need
get
more. You do.
Yeah.
Now, we got to talk about how to get those volunteers, because you have Hands on Nashville. Have you leveraged them?
No, I haven't.
Okay, I'll make sure I get that over to you.
Okay.
Yeah,
Great.
you can't do that no more. In fact, you're not even supposed to be monitoring kids. You're monitoring all the people and the whole thing. So no, we're not doing that. So what is your one thing? What have you decided you want to do in the month of July for either yourself or your business?
It's gonna be I'm working on getting different things done. Like, for example, I'm working on my gala for the month of it will be October 26th. So I need to start preparing for the month of July. I need to make sure everything, like who's speaking. I need to get my speakers lined up. I need to make sure I have a venue booked, everything, but I need to have my speakers lined up. I need to have everything to where I need to have. Yeah, that's my goal.
That's good. And I'm glad you piped in today, because I'm going to share a tool in part of this training, because every Friday we'll have a 6 p.m. The next week it'll be 6 a.m. Like I'm doing that. And they're Freedom Fridays for us. And it's just 1 hour, we in and out, and we're done. But I'm going to talk about the 168 calendar. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
Okay, good. So we're going to use some of what you're wanting to do in your number one to help you get it set up. So that way you'll be able to get that event scheduled, everybody booked, lined up, and all that good stuff, all the way down to whatever it is you want. Maybe you want to take a trip, you can use it for that as well. And it's called 168. And I'm going to send to all of you. So those who watching the video, you'll get to see it as well. And I have it today with a little example of what my life looks like, and how I schedule everything with my kids, and how I really transform my business, because I realized there was a lot of stuff I was wanting to do. CJ, sound real familiar, right? A lot of stuff I wanted to do wasn't getting done, honey. Was not getting done.
I get it.
And then I'd be frustrated because I couldn't get it done. And then it, ooze over into my personal life. And then I'm up all night, and I get back up and I'm up again. And it was just like this chaos. I had to offload some of it. So we're going to go through.
Upset it.
We do. Things. And it's a whole thing called delegate. So I'm going to share my screen right now, and I'm going to share that with you, so you will be able to actually see it. But before we do that, I want to make sure everybody get the daily actions for today. Identify skill and knowledge that you need to achieve your goal and create a learning plan for it. So today I'm teaching you a tool that you can use and create a learning plan for it, or you can choose whatever it is you want. It may be something else. You may want to do some woodworking and learn how to, plant some, do some garden container, or a kitchen container garden, or whatever it is for you. Create a learning plan for you. And then we want you to have a daily intention where you commit to doing it every single day. So even like you now, CJ, you're done with the summer camp. What's next for you? So you've got to commit to something every single day. And I want you to commit to yourself. I always talk about self-care, and you and I know this because we talk about this a lot. If you're not going to take care of you, who will? Yeah.
Who will?
Even the husband, the son, all of them, mamas, sisters, everybody can come in and try, but it's really our responsibility. And so then reflecting. You're about to say something.
No, I was thinking, you're absolutely right. And I had just had this conversation last night with my husband, he was doing all this stuff, like he had mowed the lawn, then it was like he got fireworks, he was grilling. It was like, I was like, I'm gonna let you do all that because you're not sitting down and you have to work in the morning. Listen,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna relax. I went in bed and lay down. When he was
Yes.
done, he brought me a plate in the
Yes,
bed. I was
that's
like,
right.
sleep.
That's
I mean,
good.
sometimes you have to do. Sometimes you have to just
Mm-hmm.
say, "You got this," and I'm out, because most time women are the one that's doing on the go, doing
All the
everything.
work. Yep. That's good. And I will say, those of you who don't know, CJ's husband is amazing. He supports and loves and protects and
Oh, thank
honors and serves his wife, which is great. So whoever is serving you, you make sure you keep that inner team, that team tight,
you.
because they're gonna need you and you're gonna need them through this little session here. But you're gonna have, I want you to think about a checklist. So I put it all in here, and it's also in your book that you're using. But list the skills that are necessary. So yeah, when we're going to use CJ as an example, she's talking about this gala in October. She has a date, she has the venue, but she's got a lot of things that she needs to put in that.
Yeah,
So even if she takes the event the program she just completed, I need more volunteers. What's the learning? What's the necessary skill? What's the learning plan for that? What
yeah,
is how can she schedule that time and let's get it done. So a
right.
lot of times maybe something has happened in your life that you're like, I don't want that to happen again, and let me get through that so I can move forward. Take it and develop a plan around it and just use those necessary skills each time, and it becomes easier and easier. So we're going to be able to use this 168 with you right now. I'm going to share my screen. I'm really excited about this because I'm glad you gave a good example of what it is. We go here. All right. Can y'all see that?
I can
So,
see it.
okay. Okay, here we go. All right. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to make it a little larger because I'm not sure how much you'll be able to see here. But okay, so there is a 168 tracker. And in this tracker, and I will just go through these tabs. I'm not going to go through everything with you, but they're videos. There's an audio only, and there's a transcript too. So you can watch this, and it's a video, and they'll talk to you about what it's about. But it's basically managing your time. I was saying earlier in the video that I literally created a course called Too Busy. Okay. And the course on Too Busy is for everybody who swears that they are too busy to do anything. And this right here challenges you because I like to tell people, I'm like, yeah, I got 3 neurodivergent kids, managing 2 ex-husbands and their new wives and all the bonus kids, plus running my business and minding my business. That's the personal stuff. And then also helping other business folks with their stuff. It's like, so, well, we still have the same 24 hours. So, how can we find ourselves and find a path forward with the same 24 hours, right? So, this has been a great tool that I have used. And I had a version that I had made up in the past, but once my coach taught me this last year, I was like, oh, mine's gonna go over here. And here's the new improved version. So, this is like the Lexus or the Range Rover of time management. And it's really cool. So what you'll be able to do is watch the videos here. It's going to take you right to the video. You'll look at it, and then it's easy. It's easy as pie because it tells you even how to complete the sheet itself, how to use the filters, and then also the last piece is basically if you want to create some new categories. But I'm gonna say keep it simple. Keep it simple. We don't want anybody overwhelmed. So after you look at those 4 little quick videos, then you'll come over here and enter your inputs. So I'm sharing with you a template that I created, and this was based on when I did this a year ago. So it was 9/3/2023. And what you have to do in 24 hours, you literally log everything you do. If you're asleep at 1 a.m., you're asleep at 1 a.m. If you're sleeping until 8:30 that morning, you're asleep in all those different things. And so you'll be asleep. So you just write it in. But look, I had to be real honest. Hey, Trees, come on in. We're just going over the time management tracker, which is the 168 tool that I'm giving you to help people manage their time so that way we can get our number one thing. And then we're going to come in at the end as soon as I'm done with this and see how you're doing and check in with you. So what you will do is literally write down every activity for a 24-hour period, right? So these are just samples that I give you here. You have a start time and a finish time. And what it does is it calculates the duration and then it talks about your work types. So your work types are do, decide, delegate, design, and distraction. So the first thing I want you to do is have all your activities there. And then at the end of the night, you go through and say, what was I doing? So emails I physically did. Church, I had to decide was I really at church or not? Because see, I'll tell you when this time it was a little virtual church going on, and you may have heard the term bedside Baptist, and that's where you laying in bed, you might be on the phone, you might be in the kitchen cooking breakfast, but you listen to the word. It's a lot different than if you're in person, right? So that will be a do, all right? And then working on Xavier's project and social media, guess what I did? It was 30 minutes. I delegated it. I brought his sister in. Okay. So there was a time, some people get real upset. Oh, I want to do everything. I can't do everything. So once you watch those 4 videos, you'll be able to see why you would assign it a category type other than just do, because everything we seriously cannot do. Look, reviewed homework from clients. I had to do a design. I had to create a process to get that done because it was taking forever. So say I have a cohort of 10 people. They've spent an hour putting things together. How many hours is that I potentially could be in somebody's homework? Anywhere from 6 to 10 hours. I don't have that type of time. So I had to design a system to allow me to go through it quickly, right? And then I want to show you something else. Wanted to do distraction. When I say everything you do, you'll have to put in here. Look I had to be honest, on the 11th, I scrolled through Facebook for a brain break. And I did it for 10 minutes. And so you literally want to, you literally want to write down how long you're in there. Okay, so if you're going through Facebook and you spend 45 minutes a day in Facebook or 45 minutes at 2 o'clock in the afternoon because you're bored at work, and then again at 4:30, if you have a nap at 7 p.m., you're going to write it all in here, right? And these are just some examples, but I want you to see very quickly how the time ticks away. So you see record video for time tracker. I did that on 9/14. So I was using it sporadically just to record certain things I knew I was doing. But when you do the whole thing for yourself, you want to start at 7 a.m. in the morning, put it all in. And you can have this on your phone. It's a Google Doc. So you literally will be able to put in that time. If you had to work and you're physically working, you're on Zoom from 2 to 2:30, 4:30 to 5:30, driving home from this to this, we're going to show you how to get in here and then make some intentional actions. So you're going to treasure it, transfer it, or trim it. Okay, so we talk about the 3. Treasure is something you like doing and will continue to do. I like doing that, right? I like checking my own emails. I did not offload that to my virtual assistant, although I could. And I chose to keep it because there are things and categories in there, and then, personal and professional stuff that I may see that my VA doesn't. So I'm going to treasure that. Transfer is where I'm going to delegate it to someone else or decide to do something altogether different. Okay. And then trim, when I looked at review homework for clients, look at how I categorized that on that particular day. I went and created a design so I could trim the amount of time. And I'll tell you, from last year to this year, doing this system made me realize that I do not need to hold hour-long meetings with anyone. For example, now my Calendly and all that stuff is set up, 30-minute increments. When we do this, I hold this call for an hour, but I hold it for an hour for the number of people just in case there are Q&As. But realistically, we'll be out within 30 to 45 minutes. So that's how and why this thing has been really, really awesome. because what it does is it looks at your time and how you're using it. And so we're going to be able to use this tool to help us see, there may be some opportunities with time management where we can spend more time working on that one thing. Or you may see that you're not taking enough time for yourself. And that did happen 2 years ago, where I realized I wasn't taking enough time for myself. So I said, Dawn, you're going to have a date with yourself every 30 days. And in my family, my kids, since I'm a single parent, I decided to implement what we call timeout. Mama has a timeout. Every single night, I spend 30 minutes to an hour by myself. So either I get in my car and go somewhere, or I lock myself in my room and my kids leave me alone. So this is how you're able to really use this tool to look not only at your professional life, but your personal life as well, and make some changes, right? And if we look at that trim, that treasure, and the transfer, that stuff was real. I was able to offload a whole lot of stuff, y'all, because I was able to let stuff go because I had a control issue. Hi, my Trace. And CJ is here too. She's got kids in the background. It's good to see you. We're just having everybody check in. So there she is. So Latrice, meet CJ. CJ, meet Latrice. So I kind of went through that quick video for you all. You will get that tool in your inbox. There are 5 videos that you watch, 4 to 5. You don't have to use 4. There's a 5th one in case you want to create categories. I'd be like, I'm good. Because that'd be overload for some people. But you want to do it and knock yourself out. And then I want you all to introduce yourselves and talk about your one goal. We're just going to touch in and just say, here's where we are. This is what I'm doing, and this is what I need. Because we're developing our competencies beginning in day 5. So what's going to happen these first 18 days are going to be amazing, because you're going to realize, oh, I made a big goal that I might need to adjust, or I made a big goal and I'm moving rocks towards it. That's a great thing. So you're going to be able to see a lot in you and your habits between the first 2 weeks that'll change everything about where you are. And so a lot of people ask me, Dawn, how do you get so much done? Dawn, how did you up and move? Dawn, how did you? It's calculated. It's faith and it's calculation and execution. That's literally what it is. So what I'm doing is sharing with y'all exactly what I did that helped me get more time for myself and B, more things done. Okay. So you'll get any question about the 168, because I only spend a little time on that just so we can spend more time together, but you will get that lovely tool. And I want to tell you, the best way to do that, if you could do it for 48 straight hours, would be great. And don't pick a weekend. Okay. And if you really want to do it, they say technically do it for a whole month, like you should do it every day. I'm gonna say that, but I don't want to put too much on you. If you really want to track your time well, do it until we're done with this, and then you can decide if you want to keep it. If you just want to see how you're doing your time, pick 2 days in a row, 2 consecutive days that are not a weekend. Do a regular, like if it's a Thursday, Friday, or maybe a Friday, Saturday, or Tuesday, Wednesday. So that way you can see how you're spending what I call your bulk working hours, doing and playing and resting. And some people will log a couple of hours of rest. And I have had a client that did that in the past, and I asked them, can we please put a timer on your naps? Because they weren't getting that done. They were sleeping. True story. All right. So I would love for the 2 of you, and those of you who are not here and watching this, now it's asynchronous information for you. You can drop a note and I can send it out to everybody so you can build your profile. But I'd like for you to tell people who you are, what you do, and what your one thing is. That's it. Or maybe something you love or something you like, you choose. So was that you, CJ, with your hand raised a little bit? You try to take it back down real fast?
I didn't raise my hand. I think I was just moving. I'm sorry, but I don't mind. I can go.
Okay.
Oh gosh. Well, my name is CJ Colas. I have a nonprofit called the Team CJ Colas Uterine Cancer Foundation. I just named it after me because it started with me being diagnosed with stage 4 uterine cancer. So what we do, we provide resources for women. Well, not just women, most people, it's been mostly women, but we provide resources for people who are going through any type of cancer, and that's men and women and children. We provide free transportation to and from treatment centers. We provide free wigs when it's needed for whoever wants it, children or women. We have a free childcare service that we partner with some of the daycares where if a woman needs or anyone needs to go to treatment and they don't have anywhere or unable to afford daycare, they can leave their kid at the daycare just during the time of treatment. Right now I can't afford to do all day or just leave your kid. I don't have that. I mean, that's the goal, and hoping that we're able to do that. But our main thing is providing free transportation to and from treatment centers, the child care. We also do the free summer camp for children whose families are going through it. So our camp just ended, and the way we do everything that we do is through our fundraising and through grants and community support. So hopefully each and every year we do better. We have more volunteers. We can provide more support. We have a list of other things that we do provide as well, as not just free transportation. As far as we do health fairs, we do free workshop, educational workshop, and our support group. That's like very important. The support group is free, and we get these people in a circle and talk about everything they're going through, things they may not want to share with families at home, and we can share with each other and support each other. So that's something that's very personal for me. And we always bring a licensed therapist during those support groups. So that's something that's very helpful. And my goal and what I plan on doing for this month is work on my fundraising gala that I do each and every year during the month of September and October, or October. But this year it happens to be in October, and we're hoping to make it very entertaining. So I'm working on this. What I'm working on is the entertainment, making sure I have the speakers are ready, and how I can get fundraisers and people who I can sponsor. So that's my goal, is to get sponsorships and entertainment. And that's what I'm working on for this month. That's my goal, and how I can book entertainment for the gala who's performing, singing, and speakers. Yeah.
That's great, CJ. Good to have you here, and we will get you optimized. You already know. I'm over here, my head's moving, and well, oh, she can get this person. Yeah, what's the theme? So we'll get into all of that. Definitely. First 2 weeks is just getting the foundation, then we're gonna build the whole house, and it's some roof and some garage going and everything. What about you, Latrice? And it's great to have you here, CJ. So excited. Hey, Trace.
Hello.
All right.
I don't have a fabulous job like she does. I'm Latrice. You said, what do I do? Okay.
Yeah, you want to tell me how you got the love for the baby. See, y'all got something in common. Didn't even know it. Go ahead, Trace. Go ahead.
I'm a teacher. I'm a director's assistant. I'm an instructional coach. I am the IT specialist, the computer technology coordinator of the whole entire 2 centers of Shirley Lane Child Care Center. Yeah, I got a lot of 2008. I was just a pre-K teacher. Now I got a lot of roles.
100 hats.
Yeah, there are a lot of hats. Let's see who we are, what you do. My goal is something that I don't normally do on a daily basis, but I really have to, is to exercise. And I'm not pre-diabetic, but my doctor said I'm on those lines. And I don't want to even get on those lines. I want to be away from those lines. So my goal is to exercise more for better health and to regulate so I won't have to be diabetic. I think that's it.
That's perfect. That's it. Okay, for you, Latrice, get that glucose revolution. Download that book, put it on Audible or something. So those of you who are watching this video, whenever if you have something unique, like that's why we love these Friday sessions, is because we all get to come in here and go, ooh, 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 let's connect the dots. So Glucose Revolution is a book that someone introduced me to. But I too, pre-diabetic, my dad's whole side of the family all got the diabetes and they all got the sugar. And so I too am out running, that stuff. Glucose, I'll put it in the chat, but it's I just said it too. I think it's Glucose Revolution. That's it. Let me go ahead to my Audible. So I listen to it and I physically have the book too. So Glucose Revolution. And it helps because it has you monitoring. So ironically, I do check my sugar multiple times a day. And I have been on medication. And I decided about 6 weeks ago that I wasn't going to be taking that medication no more. So I really have to watch everything because it was without 90-day supply of the one medicine I'm supposed to have that's so great, $1,100 every 90 days. That's with insurance. I said the devil's a liar. So
I get it. I know because mine.
I know you know.
I know.
And it's like, excuse me, what? I said, Lord. It is what it is. But I like that. So whatever we can do to support you, Latrice, CJ, and everyone who is here, let us know what you need. This whole journey is it's for all of us. We're on these journeys together, and we're branches, and we're gonna cross, and we're still going forward. That's the thing. So I appreciate you both for being here. Those of you who are listening, write yours down, send it to me, and what I can do by next Friday, I can go ahead and send it out to everybody so we'll know who is all a part of this community, because a number of us are already doing other things and have already checked in. So I will check in. I am Dawn Stone, owner and operator of the Conflict Chick Limited Liability Corporation, a speaker, consultant, and coach that helps organizations and individuals build confidence, build competence, and build connections by leveraging conflict resolution. So I get to work globally and doing things that I love, which is a lot of what we're doing here, helping people get activated, helping people understand ways to reimagine health, reimagine themselves, reimagine their future. So that's what I like to do. And my one thing, well, I'm kind of in the process of it, it's wellness as well, Latrice. It's wellness. And so exercising, getting off of the some of the actions I've had is exercising more consistently, getting off of the medication and eating properly, eating what they call God's food. So literally limiting processed foods, all that stuff has helped. And then also making sure that I transition to Birmingham. So me and my family are now in Birmingham, Alabama. I'm only in Nashville for 2 weeks. I had to come back and get my son. Then we're heading back down. But what we're looking at is a slower pace. And I will tell you, I'm in Gardens. If you catch me on Instagram and all that, that's outside my door. I'm by the lake. I literally walk outside the door and I'm not looking at the lake like this every day. It's so different. And what I've noticed is my levels are decreasing, right? And Latrice, I'm walking. We got a pool. I have an exercise room. Yeah, that little Peloton type thing where you can go and get these people, these digitized folks teaching me. That girl had me out there talking about, come on, let's go. All right, rest is over. I'm like, what? I'm up here yelling at a screen. But you think about doing whatever it takes to get you where you're wanting to go. So CJ, you will have a plan within the next 30 days. We'll have an optimized plan. The gala, the entertainment options, your volunteers, your fundraisers, your sponsors, the whole thing laid out. And y'all, I'm also going to teach y'all how to use artificial intelligence to get a lot of stuff done. Because I'm going to tell you, It is a game changer in my business. My virtual assistant and my artificial intelligence tools do most of the work. I show up. Okay, and it's beautiful. Like, it's beautiful. So this checklist, you feed it. I'm gonna teach y'all so much. And so for you, Latrice, whatever it is you need to get started and activated, so you don't have to deal with the sugar and the pricks and all that. Whatever we're doing here, I'm on that journey as well. Whatever I can do to support you, and I'm sure others, because CJ has had a plethora of experience with health, and she's really excellent on mindset. And so I really appreciate y'all all for being here. So, in reviewing your checklist, think about what you need. Reflect on what skills you need to get that exercise going. Like Latrice, so you're a part of a workout group or some type of program. Have you decided how you're going to do the work? Okay, so that's part of this. We talk about identifying a skill or knowledge that you need. You have to decide, am I willing to work at home? How do I want to get exercise out of my body? Are you going to be a walker? Are you going to be a group fitness person, meaning you go somewhere? Or are you going to turn on your TV and use YouTube? Because I'm going to tell you, there's some YouTube stuff out there. A lot of you got to understand what your body wants and what you need and whether or not you're bored. So this today, like especially with this action, decide what skills are needed for you. It might be to sign up for a 5K, and that'll make sure you walk. And they have a lot. She said, no. It might be Planet Fitness. It might be grab a friend and at lunchtime, walk in the parking lot at the school. Yeah, I know. Look at my eyes. See my eyes, CJ. She was like, ah. But you know what? That's how you get in. Maybe it's make sure you have a monitor so you can see how many steps you're getting. And do that. That's it, right? Yeah, see, and I got my phone. Mine's all on my phone. Yes, okay. So that's it. So setting for you is going to be an intentional action for you is to set the number of steps you want to have each day. Is it going to start at 6,000? Or we'll head to 10,000? Okay, good. And CJ, for you, creating that list. What is everything you're going to need? The first thing for you is going to be putting on a gala, and actually ChatGPT will help you real tough with this one. You can actually tell it to put in everything you want, need, however many things you need, who you are. It remembers it and it goes, okay, these are the people you need to contact. Here's what I would recommend as a typical schedule, and here's some entertainment options that you should consider. So now think about what it is, what skills or knowledge you need today. Think about it, marinate over the weekend, and write it down. So the key is to write things down. And I will share with you, while we do these, July is a tough month for me too. Meaning tough means I gotta get some stuff done and gotta hold my board accountable. So this is what I got. This is your year. This was a Michael's find. And it's literally from July until October December of next year. So everything right here, it's everything. And when y'all write it down, your brain does something different. You know what it says? I gotta do it. Your brain says, I wrote that down. That's something I'm supposed to do. Let it remind you. Let it remind you. Okay? All right. Well, this is time for us to have reflections. Any thoughts or needs? What do y'all need from me before our next week? What other things? How can I support you? In fact, let me write it down. Hold up. All right. Who would like to go first? And this is the beauty of those of you who are physically here, because y'all get extra one-on-one time. But the rest of you can email me or text me and I will do the same.
What was the question?
How can I support you for this week in getting your 5? You got to identify the skills and knowledge you want to achieve that goal. So in order for you, Latrice, to improve your exercise so we can reduce your risk of getting anything else, what can I do to support you?
Send encouraging messages.
Okay. Got it.
I'll read them like I read my boss or something. And
Yes.
reminders that I need to exercise.
Okay, I got you. You're fine. All right. And it's the cell phone number I have on file, right? That one? That cell
Yes.
phone? Okay, gotcha. All right, we will have those every day, starting in the morning. What about you, CJ?
Oh, I like those of what she just said too. But
Okay.
working, I have this app that send those things to me. Um, um, a friend of mine, she actually work on something she's doing and she'll send stuff to me. She put a reminder that she can send out. We in a group that's kind of like motivating, but that's really helpful. So if you know anybody that's really good at that, you can probably create a group that would send, motivational quotes, prayers, anything. So that's helpful. But for me, what I need, oh my gosh, I can list a list of things, but
Well,
um,
listen.
with what I need now is because I'm so focused on, and that's how I stay busy, focusing on what I'm working on in the moment, because I always like it's one project and I will start on the next because I like keeping myself busy, especially, when you're dealing with chemotherapy and things you want to keep your mindset just on the go. So that's, I just need to focus better, set reminders, maybe how I can focus better and set
Okay.
reminders on things I plan. Like if I say, hey, I'm gonna reach out to these 4 people today to make sure I plan and do it. And working on goals and not be, I don't know how to feel, not get disappointed when you have expectation and you expecting others to, have expectation from other people and they don't come through, and it's very disappointed. So that's the where it goes, where you feel like, oh my God, these expectations aren't being met the way you planned them. So what's next? What's my next? Like,
Gotcha. Okay, I
I
got
think
you.
that's where I am.
Focus, reminders, and all that's mindset. So I know exactly what it is. And it's tough. It's tough, but I got you. So we'll get those. Okay, cool. And so for those of you who are not here, who are watching this later, asynchronous, let me know what it is. You can text me at 615-602-6266. And what I'll do is set up your personalized notifications. You just heard 2 examples. They're going to have 2 totally different emails based on stuff that A, I know about them, B, what they've told me, and C, what they need. And that's how we as a community are supposed to come together, because you are not in this alone. No one person is an island. And it's going to take all of us to do the things together so we can all get the work done. So I appreciate it. And I will get that over to you. I'll get those set up. I'm going to send those over to her in just a minute. I'll have them. So tomorrow morning, you'll get them and they'll be on your cell phone. So CJ, the number I have for you is still good, is the best one for you too, right?
Yep, I've had the same number since I was like 16 years old. I never changed.
Stop. Ooh, girl.
It's have a Florida number. I never changed my number.
I have a girlfriend like that. She has an Amarillo, Texas number, and she's married now, living in Maryland. I'm like, girl, you ain't gonna change it.
I always tell people, if I was in high school with you, you had my cell phone number, I still got it.
Well, that means you had some good alignment. You had good energy and stuff, CJ, because there are some people from high school I don't ever want to call me.
Well, yeah, I mean, some people, they probably, a lot of people, like, we had our 20-year high school reunion, and they were like, and there was a few people I saw, it was like, oh my God, I said, you had my number? I still have the same number. They was like, no, I lost my phone, or I changed my number, or I don't have that phone anymore. Most people don't, they lose their phone and lose all their contacts.
That's true.
So
I've done
And,
that too.
and that's why I have another number for my nonprofit organization. I don't use my cell phone number as
Good.
much because I feel like, oh my God, that number is sacred.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like,
Yeah,
if you have it, you have it.
gotcha.
But
I love
the
it.
number, I never switch numbers. It's the same number.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I
Mhm.
want to thank you all because I'm a good steward of time. If there anything else that y'all need in these last 5, I'll give you the gift of 5 back. And I do have action items. We're going to identify skill, knowledge that we need to achieve, and create that learning plan on the 2 things that you both said that you wanted. We're going to ask you to reflect on how acquiring those skills will actually benefit you. So if you don't do it often, I want to encourage you to journal. It can be a journal of your own type. Sometimes journaling for me is poetry. Other times journaling for me might be, Latrice is the artist for real. I try to draw some things, okay? It don't look nothing like what Latrice creates. I'll be like, ooh, let me put my little picture up. and it also
Drawn
may
in
be
a
in
while.
written form. Huh?
I haven't drawn or painted in a while.
Oh, you might
It's
need
been
to
a
get
minute.
back on that, Latrice.
Yeah, it's been a
Oh,
minute. That's
okay.
not one of my goals. I gotta exercise more.
No, it ain't all but maybe on the self-care side, but we'll get to that because that's going to be the back end. Because we're building the platform right now, and then we're going to jump off of it and stay in the ocean nice and safe. So we'll talk about how we're going to do our self-care on the last 15 days of this month. Because self-care as we're on this journey is tough. I'm gonna tell you, I sit up here a lot of time by myself. What I think is by myself on the island, but we're not. So we're in community here. But there are things I have to do for me, and I want y'all to do things for you that's gonna also keep y'all whole and healthy and happy. I'm so excited. Okay, I got it. Let's see. Dan and Tisha, make a commitment to your continuous growth and learning and create checklists for yourselves. And if there are things that y'all know y'all need, like CJ, as you're building your learning plan, make those notes and be like, okay, I really don't know how to do this. I wanted this, Dawn, or either your other sister circle, that community of folks, put it out there. I want y'all to ask for what you want. Latrice, if you're like, hey, Dawn, if you ever in the area, you want to come walk, I'll come walk with you. If I'm in town for the next 2 weeks, so I mean, hey, you want me to come walk with you, I will. We'll walk to the chicken place over there near y'all. Get some chicken on a salad, not the chicken and the fries. I'm trying to watch her sugar too. But it's that type of stuff. So don't be afraid to ask for what y'all want, ladies. Okay. A lot of times we don't. And CJ was talking about this earlier, how we are always having to do everything. We're gonna co-create together. That's what we're going to do. And that's what these 31 days is about. And I will tell y'all, we did not get 20 people. And I said day one, we will not get 20 people because there are not 20 people who are really willing to transform some part of their life, which is pretty sad. But we're going to find the rest of them, and they're going to join us in our journey for the long haul for the rest of this year. This is just the beginning, y'all.
Yeah.
Yes, but thank you all for being here. Thank you all for watching this video later. We will see y'all on next Friday. It'll be 6 a.m. but we're recording it, so hold on. Bye. Look for those emails in the morning, those text messages in the morning too, ladies. Peace.